400 is the natural number following 399 and preceding 401. Mathematical properties. 400 is the square of 20. 400 is the sum of the powers of 7 from 0 to 3, thus making it a real digit in base 7. A circle is divided into 400 grads, which is equal to 360 degrees and 2 pi radians. 400 is a self-number in base 10, since there is no integer that added to the sum of its own digits results in 400. On the other hand, 400 is divisible by the sum of its own base 10 digits, making it a Harshad number. Other fields. 400 is also the 400 of ancient Athens, an HTTP status code for a bad client request. The 400 a phrase meaning the wealthiest, most famous, or most powerful social group, leading to the generation of such lists as the Forbes 400. The Atari 400 home computer, a former limited-stop bus route which operated from Bolton to Stockport and Manchester Airport from 1970 to 2004, known as the Trans-Lancashire Express. In the title of the film Les Quatre Cents Coups, a French film directed by François Truffaut, a Lebanese card game. 400. The designation for a class of Ontario highways called 400 series highways. The 400, later, the Twin Cities 400, a Chicago and Northwestern Railway passenger train that traveled 400 miles between Minneapolis, St. Paul and Chicago, Illinois in 400 minutes. The yard number of the RMS Olympic, the RMS Titanic's sister ship. 400 is a numerically significant annual batting average statistic in Major League Baseball, last accomplished by Ted Williams of the Boston Red Sox in 1941. The number of days in a Gregorian calendar year changes according to a cycle of exactly 400 years, of which 97 are leap years and 303 are common. The intertestamental period or period of time between the writings of the Hebrew Bible and the Christian New Testament texts is traditionally considered to be a roughly 400-year period. The Sun is approximately 400 times the size of the Moon but also is approximately 400 times further away, creating the temporary illusion in which the Sun and Moon in Earth's sky appear as if of similar size. In gematria, 400 is the largest single number that can be represented without using the Sophet forms. Integers from 401 to 499. 400's 401 a prime number, Tetradachi number, sum of 7 consecutive primes, sum of 9 consecutive primes, Chen prime, Eisenstein prime with no imaginary part, Merton's function returns 0, member of the Mian-Chowla sequence. HTTP status code for unauthorized, area code for Rhode Island, also in the name of a retirement plan. 401. Stephen Colbert's Formula 401, a Manseed-based product brand. His persona on the Colbert Report promotes for sale to the public. Ontario Highway 401, colloquially referred to as the 401, is a popular Canadian highway 817.9 kilometers that stretches from Windsor to the Quebec border, passing through Toronto and Ottawa. It turns into Quebec Autoroute 20 at the Quebec, Ontario border, which leads to the cities of Montreal and Quebec. 402,402 equals 2 times 3 times 67, Sphenic number, nontotient, Harshad number, HTTP status code for payment required, area code for Nebraska. 403,403 equals 13 times 31, Merton's function returns 0, HTTP status code for forbidden, also in the name of a retirement plan in the United States. 403. The area code for Southern Alberta. 404,404 equals 22 times 101, Merton's function returns 0, nontotient, non-cototient, HTTP status code for not found, perhaps the most famous HTTP status code. Section 404 of the Sarbanes-Oxley Act, one of the three area codes of the Atlanta calling area. 405,405 equals 34 times 5. Merton's function returns 0. Hash number, HTTP status code for method not allowed. Area code for Central Oklahoma, including Oklahoma City and surrounding suburbs. 406,406 equals 2 times 7 times 29. Sphenic number, triangular number, centered non-agonal number, non-totient. HTTP status code for not acceptable. 406 is a poem by John Boyle O'Reilly. It was believed to have been a number of one of O'Reilly's prison cells, and was the number of his first hotel room after he arrived in the United States. Hence the number had a mystical significance to him, as intimated in the poem. See also the Peugeot 406 GAR. 407,407 equals 11 times 37. Sum of cubes of 4, 0 and 7. Narcissistic number. Sum of 3 consecutive primes. Merton's function returns 0. Hash number. HTTP status code for proxy authentication required. Area code for Orlando, Florida. Colloquial name for the express toll route in Ontario. 408,408 equals 23 times 3 times 17. Sum of 4 consecutive primes. Sum of 8 consecutive primes. Pell number. Merton's function returns 0. Octagonal number. Untouchable number. Hash number. HTTP status code for request timeout. Area code for the Silicon Valley. 409,409 is a prime number, Chen prime, centered triangular number, a family of cleaning products. Formula 409. An engine known as the Chevrolet 409, a 409 cubic inch W Series 5.8. The song 409 by the Beach Boys, which was inspired by the above engine. HTTP status code for conflict. Green Day have made a song, 409 in Your Coffee Maker, included on their album 1039, Smoothed Out Slappy Hours. The area code for a part of eastern Texas. Bullet for My Valentine has released a song, Room 409, from the album The Poison. 410's 410,410 equals 2 times 5 times 41. Sphenic number. Sum of 6 consecutive primes. Non-totient. Hash number. HTTP status code for gone. Area code 410, a telephone area code for the U.S. state of Maryland, representing portions of the state including the Baltimore metropolitan area and the Eastern Shore. 411,411 equals 3 times 137. Self number. HTTP status code for length required. Slang for information. 412,412 equals 22 times 103. Non-totient. Non-cototient. Sum of 12 consecutive primes. HTTP status code for precondition failed. Area code for Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Fictitious police code for overacting from St. George and the Dragonet, Stan Freberg. 413,413 equals 7 times 59. Merton's function returns 0. Self number. HTTP status code for request entity too large. Area code for Western Massachusetts. 414,414 equals 2 times 32 times 23. Merton's function returns 0. Non-totient. Hash number. HTTP status code for request too long. Area code for Milwaukee, Wisconsin. The 414s, a group of hackers from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. 415,415 equals 5 times 83. HTTP status code for unsupported media type. 415 records, a record label. 415 refers to California Penal Code, Section 415, pertaining to public fighting, public disturbance, and public use of offensive words likely to provoke an immediate violent reaction. Area code 415, a telephone area code for San Francisco, California. 415, a rap group from Oakland, California. 416,416 equals 25 times 13. HTTP status code 4, requested range not satisfiable. 416 is also a nickname for the city of Toronto, based on the area code it used before overlay plans added 2 more area codes. 417,417 equals 3 times 139. HTTP status code 4, expectation failed. Also, the area code for southwestern Missouri, including Springfield and Joplin. 418,418 equals 2 times 11 times 19. Sphenic number, the number of Abrahadabra. Hypertext Coffee Pot Control Protocol status code 4, teapot, as an April Fool's joke. 419, a prime number, Sophie Germain prime, Chen prime, Eisenstein prime with no imaginary part. Highly cototient number. Merton's function returns 0 refers to the Nigerian advance fee fraud scheme. 420s 420,421, a prime number, sum of 5 consecutive primes, centered square number. Also SMTP code, meaning the transmission channel will be closing. 422,422 equals 2 times 211. Merton's function returns 0. Non-totient 423,423 equals 32 times 47. Merton's function returns 0. Harshad number 424,424 equals 23 times 53. Sum of 10 consecutive primes. Merton's function returns 0. Refactorable number. Self number 425,425 equals 52 times 17. Pentagonal number, sum of 3 consecutive primes. Merton's function returns 0. 425 is an area code in Washington state. 426,426 equals 2 times 3 times 71. Sphenic number, non-totient. 427,427 equals 7 times 61. Merton's function returns 0. 427 is the room number for the protagonist, Stanley, in The Stanley Parable. 428,428 equals 22 times 107. Merton's function returns 0. Non-totient 428. FUSA Sarita Shabuyada, a video game. 429,429 equals 3 times 11 times 13. Sphenic number, Catalan number 430s 430,430 equals 2 times 5 times 43. Sphenic number, untouchable number 431, a prime number. Sophie Germain prime, sum of 7 consecutive primes. Chen prime, Eisenstein prime with no imaginary part. The distance between Earth and the star Polaris in light years. Area code 431 is a telephone area code for Manitoba, Canada. 432,432 equals 24 by 33 equals 42 by 33. The sum of 4 consecutive primes, a highly totient number, sum of totient function for first 37 integers. 432 is the first factorial that is not a Harshad number in base 10. 432 is also 3 dozen sets of a dozen, making it 3 gross. 433 a prime number, Markov number, star number. The perfect score in the game show 15 to 1, only ever achieved once in over 2,000 shows. 433 can refer to composer John Cage's composition 4 feet 33 inches. 434,434 equals 2 times 7 times 31. Sphenic number, sum of 6 consecutive primes, non-totient. 435,435 equals 3 times 5 times 29. Sphenic number, triangular number, hexagonal number, self number. 436,436 equals 22 times 109. Non-totient, non-cototient. 437,437 equals 19 times 23,438,438 equals 2 times 3 times 73. Sphenic number, Smith number. The 438 match, or 438 game, has been used by cricket media to describe the famous 2006 one-day international in which Australia scored a world record 434 in their innings, only to see South Africa respond in their innings with 438. 439 a prime number, sum of 3 consecutive primes, sum of 9 consecutive primes, strictly non-palindromic number. 440s. 440,440 equals 23 times 5 times 11. The sum of the first 17 prime numbers, Harshad number, in hertz. The standard frequency to which most orchestras tune the pitch A above middle C. A few orchestras tune slightly flatter or sharper than this. 441,441 equals 32 times 72 equals 212,441 is the sum of the cubes of the first 6 natural numbers. 441 is a centered octagonal number, a refactorable number, and a Harshad number. 441 is the number of squares on a Super Scrabble board. 442,442 equals 2 times 13 times 17. Sphenic number, sum of 8 consecutive primes. 443 a prime number, Sophie Germain prime, Chen prime, plus Eisenstein prime with no imaginary part. Merton's function sets new low of -9, which stands until 659. In computing, it is the default port for HTTPS connections. 444,444 equals 22 times 3 times 37. Refactorable number, Harshad number. 445,445 equals 5 times 89,446,446 equals 2 times 223. Non-totient, self number. 447,447 equals 3 times 149,448,448 equals 26 times 7. Untouchable number, refactorable number, Harshad number. 449 a prime number, sum of 5 consecutive primes, Chen prime, Eisenstein prime with no imaginary part, Proth prime. Also the largest number whose factorial is less than 101,450's 450,450 equals 2 times 32 times 52. Non-totient, sum of totient function for first 38 integers. Refactorable number, Harshad number, SMTP code meaning the requested mail action was not carried out. A perfect score in Canadian 5-pin bowling and an area code in southern Quebec. 451,451 equals 11 times 41. 451 is a Wedderburn-Etherington number and a centered decagonal number. Its reciprocal has period 10. 451 is the smallest number, with this period reciprocal length. The novel Fahrenheit 451 refers to the temperature in Fahrenheit that author Ray Bradbury understood to be the auto-ignition point of paper. HTTP status code for unavailable for legal reasons, a HTTP response error when the user requests an illegal resource, such as a web page censored by a government. 452,452 equals 22 times 113 SMTP code, meaning that the requested mail action was not carried out because of insufficient system storage. 453,453 equals 3 times 151,454,454 equals 2 times 227. Non-totient. A Smith number 455,455 equals 5 times 7 times 13. Sphenic number. Tetrahedral number 455. Rocket is the title of a song by Kathy Mattea. 455 kHz is a standard intermediate frequency for analog super-heterodynamic broadcast band receivers. 456,456 equals 23 times 3 times 19. Sum of a twin prime. Sum of 4 consecutive primes. Centered pentagonal number 457. A prime number. Sum of 3 consecutive primes. Self number. The international standard frequency for radio avalanche transceivers. 458,458 equals 2 times 229. Non-totient. 459,459 equals 33 times 17. 460s. 460,460 equals 22 times 5 times 23. Centered triangular number. Dodecagonal number. Harshad number. Sum of 12 consecutive primes. 461. A prime number. Chen prime. Sexy prime with 467. Eisenstein prime with no imaginary part. 462,462 equals 2 times 3 times 7 times 11. Binomial coefficient. Sum of 6 consecutive primes. Pronic number. Sparsely totient number 463. A prime number. Sum of 7 consecutive primes. Centered heptagonal number. Number of days in the synodic period of series. A common baseball double play. A single by Buck 65, named after the baseball term. 464,464 equals 24 times 29. Primitive abundant number in chess. It is the number of legal positions of the kings, not counting mirror positions. Has some importance when constructing an endgame table base. See also 464. The year AD 464. 465,465 equals 3 times 5 times 31. Sphenic number. Triangular number. Member of the Padovan sequence. Harshad number 466,466 equals 2 times 233. Non-cototient. 467. A prime number. Safe prime. Sexy prime with 461. Chen prime. Eisenstein prime with no imaginary part. 468,468 equals 22 times 32 times 13. Sum of 10 consecutive primes. Refactorable number. Self number. Harshad number 469,469 equals 7 times 67. Centered hexagonal number 470s. 470,470 equals 2 times 5 times 47. Sphenic number. Non-totient. Non-cototient in golf. 470 is the minimum length in yards from the tee to the hole on a par 5. 470 is an Olympic class of sailing dinghy. 471,471 equals 3 times 157. Sum of 3 consecutive primes. Perfect totient number 472,472 equals 23 times 59. Non-totient. Untouchable number. Refactorable number 473,473 equals 11 times 43. Sum of 5 consecutive primes. 474,474 equals 2 times 3 times 79. Sphenic number. Sum of 8 consecutive primes. Non-totient, non-cototient, sum of totient function for first 39 integers, untouchable number, non-agonal number 475,475 equals 52 times 19, 49 gonal number, member of the Mian-Chowla sequence. 476,476 equals 22 times 7 times 17. Harshad number 477,477 equals 32 times 53. Pentagonal number 478,478 equals 2 times 239,479. A prime number, safe prime. Sum of 9 consecutive primes, Chen prime, Eisenstein prime with no imaginary part. Self number also an area code in the U.S. state of Arkansas. 480's 480,480 equals 25 times 3 times 5. Sum of a twin prime. Sum of 4 consecutive primes, highly totient number, refactorable number. Harshad number 481,481 equals 13 times 37. Octagonal number, centered square number. Harshad number 482,482 equals 2 times 241. Non-totient. Non-cototient 483,483 equals 3 times 7 times 23. Sphenic number, Smith number 484,484 equals 22 times 112 equals 222. Non-totient 485,485 equals 5 times 97,486,486 equals 2 times 35. Harshad number, Perrant number shorthand for the Intel 80486 microprocessor chip. 487. A prime number, sum of 3 consecutive primes, Chen prime. The only primes under 200 million that divide their own decimal periods are 3, 487, and 56,598,313. Shorthand for the Intel 80487 floating point processor chip. 488,488 equals 23 times 61. Non-totient, refactorable number 489,489 equals 3 times 163. Octahedral number 490's 490,490 equals 2 times 5 times 72. Non-cototient. Sum of totient function for first 40 integers. Partition number, self number. In Christianity, the Gospel of Matthew says that Jesus told Peter to forgive his brother 70 times 7 times when his brother sins against him.